Hey tribe, how are you? So today I wanted to talk about living in the flow, meditation and relaxation and how important or like so firmly kind of crucial that our meditation and relaxation practices are really very much a part of our personal love rituals, and how to keep the meditative and relaxation state as like the ultimate goal in our momentary reality, like in the present moment. So always in the present moment. It's great when we're in joy. Normally we're not thinking about this stuff when we're in a really super joyful, blissed out place, because we're in that space, right? Unless it's what we do for work. But otherwise it's like when we're feeling contracted, when we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling those uncomfortable emotions, when we're feeling the subtleties of maybe anger, frustration, anxiety, getting low, getting down, those are the opportunities. Those are the moments that we can really start to drop in. It's that was a big transition, or so obviously some of you know it was like it's been like a over 10 years of like daily yoga, daily meditation. And in the last couple of years since I took the big leap, that's after that sort of 10-year committed practice is when everything lifted and the flow state took over. And that meant that the meditation practice doesn't have to be quite as disciplined in form, which means it doesn't have to be like every morning at 6 a.m. But what happened over the 10-year meditation committed discipline of meditating every day, often twice a day, morning and night, and then taking this leap where I had the inner will, the inner will to go to follow through with a choice that went against the grain. And then what flipped was that I still meditate most days, but it's not rigid, it's guided. So for me, the flip was that, I mean, my state of being was almost always tired or anxious or in fear before, right? Hence, meditate every day, every day, every day, clear shit out, emotional storms. Keep storming, keep meditating, keep storming, keep meditating, keep believing, keep vision boarding, keep stream writing, keep taking those leaps. And then like it's tangible. You'll hit this sort of stride in your energy, which is a relaxed state of being, and yet incredibly productive, incredibly efficient, because in the present moment we are aligned with the truth of who we are. When we're relaxed, we're in a state of peace and joy, hence rest in peace. So the regular meditation practice helps us to yoke that. The regular relaxation practice, so it might turn into a nap time, or it might just be a 10 or 20 minute proper relaxation, so that whatever the stuff is that we're dealing with in that day or moment or whatever, that can just go whew, or we can actually energetically release it, right? We can actually let it go. So really, it's like these interwoven pillars that create a very strong web for your new foundation, right? Where anxiety doesn't run away with you, stress doesn't run away with you. Guilt is a huge one, because guilt is, I would say, the root. Guilt and shame are often the roots of our really, really kind of shitty behavior, like the kind of behavior of self-punishment. So uprooting our guilt, transforming our guilt into joy, permissioning ourselves again to be the joyful expression that we are. It's a weird one. It's weird to navigate this stuff, because we're always coming up against different energy fields, and every single energy field that we consume or exchange, which is everyone and everything and every environment that we're ever moving through and bumping up against, those energetic exchange are ultimately what's helping us see, wait, do I want more of that, or do I want more of that? Okay, that. Do I want more of that? Do I want more of that? Okay, that. So we have contrast, and every time we bump up against like hit whatever, it doesn't feel good. Wait, do I want that? Do I want to keep perpetuating that energy, or would I prefer something different? And it's a miracle. It's not obvious, you know. This takes a little bit of introspection, retrospection, looking over at our lives. And I'm like so fully aware, and I know it can be kind of annoying to hear, but really truly everything in our reality is a reflection of our vibrational field. And it's really only our resistance to owning that that blocks our ability to manifest in a more fluid way. Um, and the paradox of it all, because we're so conditioned to like take action, make it happen, think we know how our lives should go based on programming, right? Not based on heart connection, based on programming. We think, oh, I should be this type of person, or this is the kind of person I want to be in the world, rather than feeling in through relaxation meditation practices, ultimately, by feeling into that more divine, more light filled, more joyful essence that you truly are. And then it's that continued yoking of the relaxation and meditative state of presence that allows us to then, you know, start to really feel the living in the flow state. And then live there. And that's again, pardon me, that's ultimately what really happened for me, was taking that leap, not knowing how it was going to turn out. Ended up writing the book, and I knew I was in the flow state, and I had to bust through all of these circumstances and actually let quite a few people go in the last couple years. People let go of me, and I let go of people, because I just felt alignment. I just could feel, and I talk about this sometimes, like tangible liberation, like, and still over the last sort of 2.5 years or so, I still had to review. I still had to look over some lifelong patterns of suffering, some lifelong distortions around mainly my body and money, but then now relationships as well. So all of those areas have been kind of reviewed, highlighted. Now I'm building up from this sort of new place, and it was like uprooting a foundation, a wobbly foundation, and then putting it more firmly down. And that's happened in my own life, and then also with Ulta Love. And yeah, and then you guys, you're here. You know, this has all been in my imagination for a long time, and now you're here, and we're here together, and we're talking about this book that I just knew intuitively. I'm like, people do understand. People do get this. People get that we can't be in denial of our emotions. If we want to manifest and manifest our highest, we have to endeavor to heal our lowest aspect. And what I'm aware of is when we start to heal that, there's more awareness of like how people in our lives are like, you know, and like they'll literally try to pull you back into your old reality. Sometimes like we might create that. They'll try to like pull you back in your old reality, and you just have to be firm and be like, no, no, like you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me who I am. That's not how manifestation, or it's not how it is in divinity.